Imagine a man alone in the desert, carrying a message from God that could change the destiny of an entire nation. This man was named Obadiah, and his story is a powerful reminder that divine justice always prevails, even when human pride rises and violence seems to triumph. Obadiah lived in times of chaos and uncertainty. Jerusalem had been devastated by enemies. The people were suffering, and Edom, the neighboring nation, not only watched but rejoiced at others' misfortune. The red towers of their city rose like symbols of pride and arrogance. Merchants sold weapons, leaders mocked the pain of their brothers, and the people of Edom believed themselves safe, ignoring that God's justice never fails. Obadiah, a simple man in a worn tunic and a heart of integrity, felt a divine call in his spirit. One night, as he walked alone to the desert, the moon lit his path and the wind lifted the sand, bringing a supernatural silence. Then a deep voice pierced his soul. Obadiah, rise. Take my word against Edom. They trusted in their strength, not in me. Their pride will be brought low, and my justice will be done. He fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. Fear mingled with reverence, but an unwavering conviction arose. There was no turning back. He had to obey. Every stone in the desert seemed to whisper, "Go, prophet, speak my truth." At dawn, Obadiah climbed the hill near Edom. From there, he observed the city in all its arrogance. Soldiers patrolled the iron gates. Merchants celebrated Jerusalem's fall, laughing at the pain of others. His chest tightened with indignation. How can they rejoice in the misfortune of God's people, he thought. Yet he knew that God was about to act. In the silence of the desert, kneeling with eyes closed, Obadiah received a vision from the Lord. Jerusalem in flames, the people fleeing, tears streaming down faces. Then Edom collapsed. Towers fell. Flags were torn by the wind, and golden rays of light pierced heavy clouds. And God's voice echoed, "The pride of Edom will be brought low. Violence against your brother will be their ruin. My justice will be done." Obadiah wept, feeling reverence, fear, and a responsibility that weighed on his soul. He knew he had entered the city and proclaimed the word, facing pride, disbelief, and human wrath. The next day, he climbed a rock in the center of Edom. With a scroll in hand, his voice echoed, "Hear, nation of Edom, your pride has blinded you. On the day of the Lord, you will be humbled. Whoever exalts themselves will be brought low. Violence against your brother will be your downfall." The people fell silent. Some laughed, others trembled in fear. Soldiers advanced, spears raised, ready to attack. But Obadiah remained steadfast. An eagle flew over the square, as if God's eyes watched every gesture. He knew it was not human strength that decided destiny, but divine justice. At night, supernatural signs manifested. Lightning cut the sky. The ground trembled. Stones fell from towers and strong winds blew. And God's voice echoed over the entire city. "All pride will be humbled, all violence punished, and my people will be restored." The people fell to their knees. Some wept, others tried to flee. Obadiah, watching from a distance, felt peace and reverence. He knew God's justice had been fulfilled, and that his mission, despite fear and danger, had been obeyed faithfully. At dawn, Obadiah climbed a mountain and gazed at rebuilt Jerusalem, crystal-clear rivers, blooming trees. He took a deep breath and murmured, "The Lord is just, and his word never fails." Even when the world rises in pride and violence, God preserves his people. May I always be faithful, even when the truth is rejected. And there, with the rising sun, Obadiah continued on his path, carrying faith, courage, and the certainty that God is greater than any obstacle. The story of Obadiah reminds us that even amid human pride, violence, and disbelief, God sees, hears, and acts. He calls courageous men and women to proclaim his truth, and no faithful effort goes unnoticed. May this story inspire you to have courage, faith, and loyalty, knowing that God is always in control, even when all seems lost. Obadiah shows us that when the heart is steadfast and faith is true, divine justice not only manifests but transforms the world around us.